This is an outline that will help you with your persuasive writing essay. There are other resources in the persuasive writing bundle that is found in your resources tab. Go to the persuasive writing stuff, and inside there's a bundle. It's just called persuasive writing. It's kind of small, so you need to look for it. But if you click on it, there will be all kinds of resources that you can use to help you with this writing project. The first resource is a persuasive writing topics. If you click on it, it's a handout that gives you a very large list of topics you can choose from. I do suggest you pick a couple, and then you do a pros and a cons sheet on both of them. There is a pros and cons PowerPoint that will walk you through that, so please read that. Once you've decided on the topic that you want to write about, and remember, use a topic that you can write a lot about. It might not be your favorite, or it might also be, although, for example, you might not want uniforms ever, to have to wear uniforms to school, but it might be easier for you to argue why having uniforms would be beneficial to the learning environment. You need to do what's best for you to get the best grade. Anyhow, so up here, you'll see topic. You will pick one of those topics, and it's a question. So your topic will be in the form of a question. Should students wear uniforms in school? For example, you don't have to use that one. Then you need to decide who is your audience. Who are you trying to convince? You don't really want to try to convince all your friends because they don't need any convincing. Most of them will probably agree with you. Maybe not, it just depends. But you're really looking at who is going to be in the position to help you, to make sure that what you want happens. For example, the administration. And then you need to think about what kind of reasons will appeal to them. You know, the fact that you want to wear designer clothing they might not care about as much as they would academic reasons. So your reasons need to be linked somehow academically. For example, if you choose another topic, you just need to think along those lines. Who is my audience? What kinds of reasons are going to appeal to them? Okay, so then you've got argument 1, 2, and 3. These are your reasons why you took the position you did. Okay, so when you look at your pros and your cons sheet, if you are for something, look at your pros. Decide which ones are your strongest, or maybe which ones could be put under an umbrella of another topic and be considered an argument. If you watch the PowerPoint pros and cons, it will really help you with this. So when you decide on your 3 best arguments, you save the best for last. So argument 3, that's where you'd put your best, strongest argument. It's the argument that is going to appeal to your audience the most. And then the first one you'll write in a complete sentence, your argument that will appeal to your audience the second most. And then you find your third argument that maybe isn't quite as strong, and you want to sandwich that in the middle between 2 pretty strong arguments. Then you need to go back, and you don't have to list these in complete sentences, but you do want to have some details so that you can write a whole paragraph about. Then you'll go down here, and you'll go to counter argument. Think of some ideas or things that the opposition would have, or concerns that the people in power would have. If you did not want uniforms at school, they might say, well, but when everybody is dressed the same, they won't be so focused on how people look, and maybe be more focused on how people are, on their learning. For example. So, or the other example that's actually addressed in the PowerPoint is, should students join sports teams? And all of the reasons are why it would be a good idea to be on a sports team, but then the opposition, one of them was, being in a sport takes away from academic study time. And then you need to figure out how to address that, okay? So you need 2 things. You need to think about what the opposition is going to say, because you want people to understand that you've looked at all sides of this topic and that you feel like your position is the best, and the other side, while they have valid concerns, you can address them and maybe show a solution or a compromise. I hope this helps. Read it again or listen to it again if it doesn't. Send me a question, and it has to be a specific question about what you don't understand in conversations if need be. Okay? Good luck.